Hey YouTube, today we're going to show you how to use some heat shrink butt connectors, is what I call them. They're just these kind of cheaty, but ever since I found them and all the more they cost, it saves you so much time because you don't have to go out and get your soldering gun out, solder wires, and protect them. This does it all in one trick. And all you're gonna need is a heat gun. And it makes a lot nicer repair than I've seen a lot of people do that really don't know how to do wiring. And this is really easy to do. So if you watch this, I'm gonna make it as short and simple as possible. Today, I need to put a new trailer plug on my boat here. So I'm gonna back you out here so you can see what's going on. And I'll get you pointed down there a little bit. That should be pretty good. So what we have here is the white wire came off this plug right at the edge. So there's like no repairing that. So what I'm gonna do is splice this plug in its place. It's the same thing. I got this one off Amazon. You can get a 4-pin plug, a 5-pin plug. It really doesn't matter. They're all on there. You can get them from your Tractor Supply, your Rural King, wherever. I would assume Napa, any auto parts store probably have these as well in the trailer section. They usually have the lights and all the things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut one here. Like I'll cut one here. The next wire I'll cut here. The next one I'll cut here. The next one I'll cut here. So I don't have them all in a big ball. So the main goal is so our wire loom still goes around it. I see that's a problem a lot of people do. They just whack all the wires off in one exact spot, and then you have a big ball right there. So what you're gonna want to do is stagger your cuts, couple inches apart, so you can put this repair in, work its way down, and you won't have an ugly situation there. So okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. The white one can be the longest. You don't need a whole lot of room, but I want to start this one about like right here, and then we'll go from there. Once I get the first repair in, then it'll dictate the length that I need all the other ones. So here's our wires. Oh, that's our thing. All you need is a pair of wire strippers. So, and you can do this whole job. So you always want to start with fresh wire. So just take the little bit off the very edge of it, and I'd say about 1/4 of an inch is plenty here. Same way on this side, approximately 1/4 of an inch. And you'll see there's these little bands inside these plugs. And then these little bands, these ones are for the weather. It keeps the weather out of the solder joint, and they'll shrink first, these outer bands. So we'll put this on here, and then I'll start heating this gun up so we're not here all day. Sorry, I'm sure that's gonna be a little annoying to listen to, but your main goal is you want to get your wire right in line. I put it on the outside. This is where you want your wire. You want your wire to be right in the middle of this. Get both the wires captured in that solder bead. First one's always the trickiest. Because it'll get soft once you start putting this on there, and you gotta be very careful, because this entire metal piece on here is very hot. There you can see the solder starting to melt. And it's already pretty much done. It still looks like a band, but you can see the solder melting into the wires. We're done. Now the last thing you want to do is overcook it, because then what you'll have is your plastic will deteriorate. It'll start to burn actually, and then you're going to be left with a joint that's no good. Okay? So that's pretty much it. So that's going to be our first joint. The next wire, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to cut it. You know, I'll cut the wire right about here. And I'll just show you that much. I think you're gonna, if you're still staying in tune, you must really be intrigued. So we'll make it worth your viewing pleasure, I'll tell you. Same deal. We'll cut this one off. This is gonna be just as easy here. Run our next wire in. I never actually did compare the wire colors, but we're gonna want to match all these up. So it'll be this wire here. Sit that aside quick. Didn't know we had. It's just a shared pair or whatever you want to call it. It's the same deal. So we come down here with this wire. This one's going here, and then this one means that this wire here. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a moment myself. Okay, boom. This wire here, we're going to want to cut it right in this range here. So we'll cut this one here. Put our cut in it. Fire up our heat gun. We're going to grab our next solder butt connector. I get these off Amazon. I'll put the Amazon affiliate link in my description. It doesn't cost you any more. It helps me out. Just a little bit. These little kits are like 10 bucks, you know. So like if you order one, I might see like 10 cents or something. But hey, until I get monetized, and everything helps, you know. I got about 300 bucks in the camera, actually closer to 400 in the camera, and I really want to get a 360 cam for my moto vlogging and stuff. So I'm not, what little bit I make, I'm just gonna turn around and invest back in my channel anyway. So there's that. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it's the same deal. This wire goes right over the solder furrow, and that wire does. And you meet them together right there where that solder is, in the middle. The solder is the silver part in the middle. There we go, we're good. And it just fell apart. Sorry about that. I should have had that wire up inside there. So we're good now, we're good now. I was wondering why it's fighting you so much. Make sure your wire's on old bird cage. If it does get bird caged, just pull it back out, do it again, and there we go. I was trying to hold up the weight of the whole connector, so that's why it kept failing on me. So hopefully you guys can get a good shot of this. I usually heat the middle first because that is what takes the most heat, is to get that solder furrow going. And right now it didn't melt yet. I'm watching it. Now it's starting to melt. Perfect. It stayed big for a long time. Like I was like, what did I do wrong? Perfect. There we go. There's our second one. Don't get crazy, because it's going to be able to be pulled apart. So as soon as you do this, you want to let it sit for maybe 5 to 10 seconds. Let that solder furrow cool back down, or your butt connector there, and it'll be good to go. Because if you bend it before it's ready, you'll end up with your wire won't be straight, and it just looks bad. It's kind of hard to hide. So, sorry. My daughter's excited for some reason. So there's the second one. Now we'll move over to the yellow wire. Yellow wire is going to be here, and I'll hold it up. I'll hold that here. Well, I'll do it this way first. So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm staggering it down. This one was here. Here's this one. It was right here. This one here, we're going to start down about here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that wire.